So this whole idea is recently I have come to the realization that I have missed out on a lot of interesting media over the last couple years, just by virtue of not being undepressive enough. Whatever the normal word is, I don't know. To consume a lot of it, and then I was just like, how can I learn all this media again so that I can talk to people about it and seem like a normal person? So I've brought in some experts to help me learn about some important media that has happened recently. And including today's topic, one of the most bizarre pieces of media I've ever heard of or seen. JoJo's. And that's gonna be John here today. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I am halfway prepared.
That is more prepared than I have been.
All right, cool. Well, are you ready? Shall we begin?
I mean, I think I am as ready as I will ever be with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any prep work I could do to know what the hell is about to happen.
All right. Well, with that, I guess. Let me refresh this so that I have a timer. All right.
So where does this story start? I know that there is.
All right.
I know ever so little about JoJo's, and I know that there's like 6 to 8, I think, total seasons worth. But I don't know the order.
There's 5 seasons of the anime out. There's a 6th, and then that hasn't come out, and then there's 2 more alternate universe manga that haven't, seen the light of day either.
Okay.
So let's start. So there's first of all a prologue that doesn't matter at all really with most of this, but prologue starts in like the 12th century AD, where there's an Aztec tribe and man puts on a stone mask. Some blood goes on the mask, and then he becomes a vampire functionally, and then they stop him. Fast forward to today, which you can ignore all of that. Fast forward to today, which is the actual part that matters, except by today I mean in 1880. Yes, this story starts in 1880. Young Jonathan Joestar.
Which is it? This is Phantom Blood, yes?
Yes, this is Phantom Blood, the beginning. So, 1880, Jonathan Joestar, also known as JoJo. You'll just put it on there as JoJo. You don't need to know who else. Lives with his dad George and another person, Dio Branto. Now, there's a little bit of a backstory to Dio. George thought he was rescued by Dario Brando, Dio's father, during a stagecoach accident where Jonathan's mother dies. But Dario was a bastard and was trying to steal things from the bodies. So, because of that, when Dario dies, because Dio kills him, spoilers, not really, Dio goes to George and is basically adopted. So that's, they grew up as brothers, JoJo and Dio. So Dio, not a cool guy. Like, he starts off immediately with like kicking the dog and beating the shit out of JoJo, and he's a very, very charismatic guy, but also pile of shit. He also JoJo gets a little depressed, but then finds this girl, Erina Pendleton. Erina's pretty cool. You should write down her name because she'll come back later. Erina, and JoJo, they like each other. They're pretty cool. Dio, rapes her first kiss from her. And that's pretty much the only way you can put it. He ain't cool.
I've now
So,
drawn JoJo and Dio for the first time. What happened since you started saying their names? What was the girl's name?
Erina.
I need to find a picture of her.
Erina.
Yes.
She's cute in an 19th century sort of way.
So she's got those ankles.
Oh yeah, she got Ank, but not like Ankylosauri. She's not that cool.
Does she have a personality, or is she girl?
She is girl. Yeah, that's honestly for most of the series, the personality is just girl or a male character who actually has a personality. So yeah, Dio rapes her first kiss from her, so that's not cool. Oh, and then that makes JoJo angry, so JoJo beats up Dio, and then Dio burns his dog to death. So, you know, if you didn't hate Dio before now, you're not human. Just like Dio later. Spoilers. So this first season, not a whole lot happens that matters. So I'm going to breeze over a bunch of things. They live together for a while. They kind of tacitly just agree not to mess with each other for the most part, pretend to be friends, and they go to school. They're like really good at sports ball together, but then George, the father, gets sick, and JoJo eventually figures out Dio has been poisoning him. So,
So his name is George is the dad?
Yeah. Georgi.
Oh man, he's got hair.
Oh yeah, he does. I don't know which of your, because there's multiple. Are you looking at the manga picture?
The brown-haired one. Oh yeah, the manga picture.
Yeah.
Anime also looks good, but it's
the manga picture of him is just hair.
Yeah, it's good, but less what's the term I want? Less memorable, I guess.
Yeah. It's no Josuke, which we'll get to later, where you're just gonna have to put a foot of hair out there.
Yeah, it's great that this entire show can be summed up by. We'll get to that later.
All right, so they while they're fighting and stuff over the fact that George was poisoned, presumably almost to death, a few droplets of blood splatter onto an ancient Mesopotamian stone mask, a very similar one to the one shown in the prologue that doesn't matter. So they had one. They're rich. They're rich AF. I mean, I think I said they are in a manor or a mansion or something. So obviously they're rich. So they got art all over the place, and they've got this mask. When it touched with blood, the mask does its thing, and Dio and Jonathan witness it, and Joestar begins doing research into it, but Dio just takes it and he gives it to some beggar on the streets.
Wait, he just gives it to a dude?
Yeah, no, he just forces it on this dude and like puts a little blood on it so that the guy dies from the spikes of this thing getting stuck into them. But it kills him, but transforms him as well into a vampire. And Dio is about to die, but then sunlight comes and the vampire dies in the sunlight. So, not twinkle vampires.
I need to get a picture of the mask real quick.
Okay. Not twinkle vampires, mind you. These are real vampires. So meanwhile, JoJo trying to figure out how, trying to confirm that his dad was actually poisoned. No. No.
No, I have to get a picture of the mask.
Okay. Okay. JoJo went to Ogre Street to figure out if he was really being poisoned. Yes, it's called Ogre Street. Deal with it. And there he meets the honorable criminal, Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
Yeah, that's one of the few characters I know the name of.
Yeah. From now on, he's just going to be R.E.O. Speedwagon or Speedwagon. Yeah, he's a criminal, but he's not really a criminal, but he's a criminal. From henceforth on, he's not a criminal anymore, though. So they get the proof they need. They go back and try and take down Dio with the policemen, but Dio, cornered, puts on the mask, and he becomes a vampire. But they don't know that. He's shot by a policeman and he dies. So George dies and he tells JoJo to forgive Dio, but then Dio's a vampire and slaughters everyone in the house, and JoJo, to survive, burns down the entire house to kill Dio and win. Say dismine, give to peasant?
Yeah.
Okay. And so JoJo escapes, and Dio dies in the fire. So, JoJo finds Erina again. They rekindle this, their relationship, and they love one another. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, really, honestly, the anime does a terrible job of this, because it's just cut to, 30 years later. Not 30, but, multiple years later, and, Jonathan meets, walking along, meets Will Antonio Zeppelli.
Give me a second.
An Italian baron.
I'm a little behind. I'm still trying to kill Dio.
Okay. Just put him on fire.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all you need. Will Antonio Zeppelli.
Okay, so they kill Dio supposedly.
Yeah, Dio's dead now. He's dead. This is the second time he's dead. Yeah, just keep a running counter. And JoJo meets Will Antonio Zeppelli, also known as Baron Zeppelli. And he's this Italian rich guy who shows up and teaches him about Ripple. So Ripple, also known as Hamon. Probably Hamon would be the better term for it. Hamon is magic. It's through self-controlled respiration. So by breathing a special way, you can produce an energy manifesting as ripples throughout their body, and it is identical to the energy of the sun. So, by breathing correctly, you can create nuclear fusion. Accept it.
Okay, you said who teaches him this?
Baron Zeppelli.
Baron Zeppelli.
He's got a hat.
Yeah, I've got one hat guy already. Okay, this is a different type of hat. Okay, new friends. This is more of a So same
Oh yeah.
basic hat, but it's got a flat top.
Yeah, and he's got a mustache as well. That's really the important thing to make it stand out. So there's backstory for Zeppeli. We don't need to get into that. Anyways, suffice it to say, he can use Ripple or Hamon. It's the power of the sun because you can breathe specially. And he does this by punching a frog on top of a rock. The frog doesn't get hurt, but the rock under him splits in half, like, perfectly. It's really impressive. And
I feel like there were better ways he could have tried to use too.
Yeah, what year did that anime come out? Yeah, it was very impressive in 2012.
I feel like it still wouldn't have been.
So anyways, obviously, power of the sun, vampires are weak to sun. So, training montage happens. JoJo learns how to use Hamon. And they go after the town of Wind Knight's Lot, where Zeppeli knows Dio is hiding. Dio and Zeppeli has a feud going with the Stone Mask, because the last time it popped up in history, it killed all his family. That has a habit of happening in this. So they're going after Dio because Dio's alive. What a surprise. And they are attacked by Jack the Ripper.
He's always gonna show up in some animes, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the 1800s, so... but he's a zombie now. This is Zombified Jack the Ripper. I cannot tell what you're drawing.
It's dumbbells.
Okay, gotcha. Now I see it now.
He's right, gotta train fast, because his hair's just making him look more and more like Sonic the Hedgehog every time I draw him.
Yeah. So, it's a learning experience. They kill Jack the Ripper. And then they find Dio. And Dio has, without even encountering the Hamon, developed a counter to it. Because of course he has. And he can now control ice, and he can freeze things. So, that's cool. And when you're frozen, obviously, you can't sun things. So, they... Dio, confident that he's won, just allows two of his best zombies to take care of the rest of this. Bruford and Tarkus, who were both knights in the 1500s for Mary Queen of Scots.
I'm still on Jack the Ripper, man.
Don't worry. We're not even through season 1.
Alright, he kills Jack the Ripper, and then... Oh, that's right. Dio's my favorite one to draw because his hair is just nonsense. It's just...
I mean, so far everything you've drawn's hair is nonsense.
Yeah, but like his is just spikes in as many directions as I can make it.
I mean, it depends on what part you're... Well, I guess in the anime, even still, in the old version. Alright. So yeah, he has ice powers now. And then we meet the Knights of Mary Queen of Scots of the 1500s. So, one of them challenges Jonathan alone. The other one, who's built like 4 Tims, goes after the other ones. But JoJo kills Bruford, who he was fighting, who gives him his sword afterwards. This is very important. So I need you to draw this. It's a sword called Luck, and it has on the sword the word luck on it. But to give him this sword, he had to change it so that it was, not just luck. It was special for JoJo. So he wrote a P on there, and it's pluck. Pluck. All right, cool. We'll never encounter that sword again. Moving on.
Wait, no, I haven't drawn it yet. I haven't finished.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, good. I need you to write pluck on there.
I gotta move this down a little. It's taking up too much space. There we go.
It looks a little bit like Fluck. And I kind of love it. Alright, so moving on. Then you fight Doobie, who's a giant monstrous zombie. Yeah, it's named after the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, I thought...
moving on from that... moving on from that, they go to fight Dio, because they find him again. And... a bunch of other Hamon users show up. Oh yeah, Zappelli dies, by the way. It's all very touching and stuff. So I guess you should draw that Zappelli dies.
Ah, yes.
Basically, just draw Zappelli. The way people die in JoJo, they either just die and that's fine, they were an enemy, or they were just an NPC, nobody gives a shit. Or smoke leaves their body and you see their soul, go up into the sky. Like, yeah. So.
Which one was he?
Smoke left his body, because he's a very important character that lasted like 4 episodes. I'm very curious how you're going to differentiate Jonathan Joestar and Joseph Joestar.
I don't know what Joseph Joestar looks like yet, so we'll see. Oh, I'll just draw him to be more racist. Never mind. I actually know that character. As in, he is the racist person, not that I will make him look like a racist depiction.
Alright, so then they go fight JoJo, and...
They fight JoJo?
Sorry, they fight Dio. My bad. And a bunch of other Hamon users show up, and they all fight together. One of them's name matters, but I don't remember it, so we'll get to that in the next part. And JoJo finally does a direct hit to Dio, and Dio starts to die from all of the Hamon hitting him, but Dio cuts off his own head so that the Hamon won't get to it and kill him. But they don't know that. He just falls off the thing. And then they destroy their stone mask, so no more vampires can ever be created.
I mean, unless the whole beginner thing happens again.
Yeah, well, that definitely won't happen again.
That sounds like it will happen again.
So, then, JoJo marries Erina. They have sex. She has a baby inside of her. And they're taking a ship to America for their honeymoon when he finds out that Dio's head is on board the ship, and Dio attacks JoJo, and JoJo gets Erina off the ship by by fighting off Dio all he can, and then JoJo blows up the ship. So Erina escapes. He's the only one, and everyone else dies. Everyone dies on board. Definitely. All right, and that's Phantom Blood. You got all that?
Okay, so let me just go over. Okay, so Dio and JoJo are technically bros, but he sucks.
Yeah.
JoJo likes Erina, and Dio punts a dog.
Yep.
No one knows why Dad is sick, and it was me, Dio.
Yes, correct.
So he takes a mask, gives it to a peasant, and then he puts on the mask, and then he dies for the second time. I don't remember when he died the first time, but I don't think it's relevant, so it's fine.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
So then JoJo makes new friends who teach him magic by breathing and punching frogs.
Yeah.
Training montage. He shoots Jack the Ripper, I guess. I don't know why he's here. Dio throws ice cubes at him, so he can't do magic. He gets a sword that doesn't matter. Magic Smoke leaves his friend. They fight again. Dio cuts his own head off because he's cool, and then a boat burns down.
Yep. Very good.
Cool.
All right, so there's some in between stuff that happens between this JoJo and the next JoJo. So Erina gives birth to George the Second, Joestar. He doesn't matter. He dies.
Okay.
Yeah, George the Second doesn't matter. He dies. A zombie kills him, and his wife, Lisa, kills the zombie, and then has to run away because nobody knew that it was a zombie and it looked like a murder. So, but in the meantime, she gave birth to Joseph, and Erina is now basically parenting Joseph Joestar.
Wait.
The new JoJo.
Wait, you said Erina has a baby and then the baby dies?
Well, Erina has a baby. The baby grows up to be George the Second. Has sex with another woman, Lisa. She has a baby. It's Joseph. And Lisa runs away to hide, and George dies from a zombie.
Okay, so Erina has a baby. Baby has baby.
Yeah.
Baby. Prime? Is that lower or is it below or above? It's above, right?
I think it's above.
Yeah. Baby Prime dies. Erina raises baby 2.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
So now
that's
we've moved.
Yeah. So if anyone did not know the story of Phantom Blood, there it is. There's the story of Phantom Blood right there.
Honestly, that's pretty accurate. So in 1938,
is this Battle Tendency now?
This is Battle Tendency now. Alright, so Battle Tendency follows JoJo, and the main thing that we need to talk about here is Ario Speedwagon, who is now rich AF. He's now a super wealthy businessman. He's basically who's the guy that owned all of Steel? know you're still doing stuff, so I'm just looking this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I
Hey,
can
Kristin,
find-
who's the guy? Oh, Rockefeller. Never mind. Yeah, he's basically Rockefeller. So, he and his Speedwagon Foundation discover a Mexican pyramid where they find a ton of stone masks,
Wow, this
along with the man.
didn't even wait for that, huh?
Nope. Along with a man integrated into a stone column. So he's fearing the worst, and he doesn't have the ability to use Hamon, so he calls one of the people that helped defeat Dio in the past to come do it. And they've come, and you know, he needs them to help destroy this. But instead, he kills all of the people and takes one of the masks and becomes a vampire. And Speedwagon's now super hurt.
You're gonna have to slow down for a second, because I gotta get a couple things set up. Alright, so he finds a bunch of masks.
Yeah.
And there's probably other people there, but I don't care.
Yeah, no, they all die, because a new guy comes and becomes a vampire and kills them all. Except for Speedwagon. It doesn't matter, because he dies in the next sentence. He comes and he kills everyone except for Speedwagon, and then he goes to JoJo to kill JoJo, and then JoJo kills him by, like, absolutely gangstering. Like, he hangs out at a cafe with a violin case, if I remember correctly, and then, like, pops it open and Tommy guns the vampire to death.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, so the guns do come in play. Cool. I just made that up for the last one.
Well, I mean, the last time there weren't any guns, but this time, for sure. Because JoJo's a gangster. But not a gangstar, that happens later.
Yeah, that's season 5. Again, the only information I know about JoJo's is basically what, like, a couple things that happen in season 5, and that's it. So, it's great finding out what leads up to season 5.
Alright, so we're gonna have to pick this up a little bit. Basically,
no, that's not how it works.
no, that's how this works.
You can't rush art. Or whatever this is.
So, I'm going to paint in extremely broad strokes. The Nazis have found the masks, and they found the man in the pillar, and who are henceforth going to be called the Pillar Men, who are basically super powerful aliens who die in sunlight. So yeah, they're like the pinnacle of evolution. And what they want is they want to find a special gem that they can hook into a mask and become like true gods. But to simplify a bunch of things.
Ah, yes, let's go on the Deep Diver show and simplify a lot of things.
They lose. So JoJo, so they're looking for a crystal and a mask, and JoJo meets Lisa, who he's never met before, who is his mommy, and she teaches him Hamon in a training sequence. And then they kill all of the the Pillarmen. It really is kind of that simple.
In case you haven't been able to tell by now, I've decided the way to differentiate the two JoJo's so far is just this one has thick eyebrows, because that is the only thing I've noticed from this so far.
Yeah, he does have pretty thick eyebrows. Alright. I'm mom.
Yeah, I'm mom. Time to learn magic.
I
I guess magic ham. Because I don't care what they say, hamon is ham.
Well, it's spelled with an H, but yes,
Nah,
hamon with a J is ham.
It's ham. If it sounds like a ham, and it smells like a ham, and you can punch through frogs with it, it's ham.
Huh?
So he learns ham, and then he wins.
Yeah, and then they hide the gem forever. Oh yeah, one of them does become the ultimate life form for a moment, and then they kill him. Oh, by
Wait, one of the bad
shooting
guys?
him into space, I think. Yeah, one of the bad guys becomes an ultimate life form by putting on a mask with a gem, and then they shoot him into space using a volcano. So that's gonna be fun for you to draw. All right. So, and at a random point in this, Joseph falls in love with Susie Q. Yes, that's her name.
Oh, I gotta do the ultimate life form section.
Oh, good. Why's it gotta be Sonic?
First off, that's Shadow, and it's because he's the ultimate life form.
I know who it is, but it's from Sonic. Why do we have to pull Sonic into this?
You said he's the ultimate life form. There's only one ultimate life form that I know of.
What? Alright, and then shoot him into space with a volcano. And then he dies in space. Because in space, no one can hear you breathe. Or something like that. Ow. The edge. So then there's some there's some conclusions. Joseph is presumed dead until he's not. Lisa reveals her true identity. Erina continues as a teacher until she dies. Speedwagon keeps being a philanthropist until he dies. And then the Nazis died. Ayo, candy?
Listen, Kenny, it's the ultimate life form. I don't know how to say this, but there's only one ultimate life form.
Oh, she was referring to. Gotcha. That doesn't look like a volcano.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said to space.
Yeah, no, he's shot from a volcano into space.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me make it
Yeah,
more
like they're in a volcano, and then the volcano erupts, pushing him into space. Because that's how things work.
I don't know where I got the canon idea from. No, I erased Shadow for a second. I mean,
no!
Whatever enemy you said.
I can give you a name if I find it real quick. Cars. Yes. His name is Cars. Let me see what his name is actually meant to be related to. The Cars, the American rock band. So yeah, he became the ultimate life form. The other ones were AC/DC, which is
AC/DC.
AC/DC, Whamu, which is
Wham,
and Santana, who is Santana. Or Carlos Santana, or the Santa Ana Winds, which are an in-universe band.
What, someone made up their own bands for this? I thought he just uses real bands.
Alright, that's good.
Oh, that's Battle Tendency?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, these plots are not nearly as extensive as I thought they were.
Well, here.
Oh, do they start getting? Okay, good. I was gonna feel bad about making too big of a canvas, but apparently it might need to happen.
Yeah. So remember those stone masks and the Pillarmen?
Vaguely. Hold on, let me.
Okay, cool, good, because you don't need to know anything about them. We're moving on from that entirely.